Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for coming. I've asked you to come today because I believe it is important to inform all Ohioans of the historic economic circumstances and conditions confronting our state and our nation. Our great state is confronted with challenges of historic proportions. But armed with the true understanding of the challenges we face, I believe that Ohioans will be better equipped to honestly face and deal and address these difficult circumstances with the same kind of strong resolve and spirit of cooperation that we have applied to trying times in our past. I have asked my Budget Director, Perry Savity, to brief you today on the status of the state economy and the state's budget in light of the recent accelerated deterioration of the national economy. Just today, a media report indicated that according to current estimates, the economy of our nation is contracting 8 times as fast as it was just this summer. Perry?
Thank you, Governor. Today's comments are going to focus on events, as the Governor indicated, that have had an impact on our state's revenues since the September bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers. So what I'm going to tell you about is changes we've seen in the state's economy over the past 10 weeks. And in a minute here, I think we'll see this come up. What I'm going to spend most of my time talking about is what the national financial crisis means for Ohio's revenues, not just in fiscal year 2009, but also in fiscal year 2010 and 2011. Basically, over the next 2 years, Ohio will confront the most serious erosion in revenues that it has experienced in the last 40 or 50 years. Nationally, we're not alone. 49 out of 50 states are either in recession right now or at risk of recession. And our national economy is in crisis. Our national economy lost 1.2 million jobs since about a year ago. On a monthly basis, job losses may reach 300,000. Consumer confidence has fallen to its lowest level for 40 years. That is, since records have been kept on consumer confidence. And retail sales have declined by 2.8%. The housing crisis itself has removed $4 trillion in household wealth in the last year. Every $1 loss in household wealth reduces consumer spending by 5 cents over the next 2 years. Lastly, the U.S. GDP is expected to fall by 2.6% in 2009 without any federal stimulus action. This would be the steepest decrease we have seen in the gross domestic product since the Great Depression. These are indeed historic times. Now, as many of you know, the House Bill 119 budget that was passed in our first biennium was the lowest growth budget in 42 years. $1.3 billion has already been removed from that budget through cash management moves and spending reductions to date. Our current agency spending level for the typical agency is 87.25% of House Bill 119 levels. Now, how did we get to that number? We got to that number with 2 budget cuts, one in February at 8%, a second in September at 4.75%, totaling 12.75%. The revenue deteriorations that we are watching and have been watching since September means that our fiscal 2008-2009 budget will require action to address an additional $640 million gap depending on two things: a potential federal recovery package, as well as our ongoing economic performance, especially through the retail holiday season.